When you're working in Google Sheets, there's some terminology you should be familiar with, and that is a workbook and a worksheet, and the difference between the two, just because it comes into play when you're using certain features. And if you're familiar with spreadsheet applications, this isn't something that's unique to Google Sheets. This is also in Excel, so I mean, you'll see it in other functions, but if you're not familiar with any kind of spreadsheet application, a workbook is a collection of worksheets. So you can see down here, I've got different tabs similar to tabs in an internet browser, and all these is really just different worksheets. So if I click on, for instance, right now I'm on the maintenance log. If I click on kitchen, it's going to take me to a different sheet. This and all of these sheets together are a collection that make up a workbook that has a title. So this is my home and auto maintenance workbook. It's something I'm kind of making. I don't know. It's still in the works, but I'll show you some of the features that are available with worksheets and workbooks. So first off, when you have these different worksheets down here, you can right click on any of them and delete them. You can duplicate them, which will just create another copy of that tab or another copy of the sheet, and it will copy all of the information on that sheet. So all of this information up here. You can rename it. That's how I've named all of these. When you add a worksheet, so if you click this little plus button, you can see here it's added in a new sheet 6 right here. So it's a brand new sheet, fresh, with no data on it. Um, and you just use that plus button. But I may not want it called sheet 6, so I could go ahead and rename it. I'm just going to delete it because I don't need it. When you delete sheets, you can't really undo that that action, so just be careful. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. If you know you want to delete it, it's not that big of a deal. But a few other things you can do. You can change the color of the sheet. So if you want to, for instance, highlight it, it'll change the color of that sheet, that tab. You can protect the sheet and then hide the sheet. Couple different features you may want to use. So first I'll show you how to protect a sheet, then I'll show you how to hide a sheet. So first, protecting a sheet. Now, let me give you a reason why you may want to do this. So this is a good example. In this home and auto maintenance log, the intention is to basically have all these different checks that are supposed to occur every certain period. Some of them, at weekly, some of them monthly, so on and so forth. As you can see, I haven't really been keeping my sheet up to date, that or I haven't been maintaining my car. Hopefully the first of the two. But anyway, so looking at the worksheet, what I may want to set up is essentially all the work that I do, I'll plug into this maintenance log. So I'll plug in the date, what I did, so on and so forth, and then have it pull a date over automatically and put it in this worksheet. You can have have Google Sheets do that. It's not set up to do that right now. Right now, I'm just manually plugging in my data, but at some point I will eventually get there. But if that were the case, you may want to protect this sheet so that nobody goes in and messes with this sheet, so that they know, hey, enter everything in on the maintenance log, and then that data will pull over into your vehicle tab. And to do that, to protect the worksheet, all you got to do is right click, hit protect sheet, and then you can enter a description of what you're trying to protect. Right now we're protecting the worksheet, right? And you can select which sheet. I've got the vehicle sheet, and you can even say accept certain cells. So you could create a range that says, hey, protect everything except for one cell. There's different applications for that. But and then you go ahead and hit set permissions. Now what happens is, okay, who can edit the range? Only you. Yeah, we'll do only me. That way, if I send this spreadsheet to somebody else, nobody's going to be able to edit this. Okay, and you'll see a little lock appeared down there. Now, if you want to remove those settings, notice when I click over here, there's no protection on this sheet because I haven't added any. And then I click vehicle, and there is protection. So I can click that, and I can actually change my permissions. And this isn't what I want to do. I actually just want to delete it. So I'm going to hit this little trash can. Remove those settings, and now that little lock has gone away, so it's back to the way it was. Now one other feature is hiding sheets. This is most applicable if you have data that you're pulling from. So if you have, for example, a big list of transactions and you're calculating a sum of certain transactions, or you're calculating the total of certain transactions, maybe you don't want that tab to display with the transactions, but you have another sheet that just has the sum. Um, you can actually hide the sheet. So if I come down here, right click, hide sheet, now it's gone. You can't see it. So to unhide sheets, I actually need to use the view menu. So I come up here to view, and I go to, let's see, show formulas, formula bar, hidden sheets, and I click vehicle, and now it takes me there and it's unhidden. So that's how you unhide the sheets after you've hidden them. So that's the rundown on the sheets within, or the individual worksheets of a workbook in Google Sheets. That comes as you get more advanced features or functions that you're using. It becomes much more applicable to understand. And if you don't understand how sheets work, that can become a little bit tough.